stuff that I have. Um, so I'm gonna, sit here for a few till somebody comes in. Or this stuff that we got from the hall, and I'm just gonna secure this in place real quick like that. So I wanted to discuss what I got from the hall. Um, the things that I'm going to be filling the mittens with. I'm so excited. One of the things that I have discovered, and one of the complications within basketing, is I can have a concept in mind, but not have any of the stuff that can go with it. Or I've got stuff to go with it, but nothing to really bring it all together, like a container, like a backboard, like that, eye-popping factor. Um, so I knew I was going to do like these. Oh God, I love Wendy's mittens. They're just so darling. And I could put anything in those and it would be great. Um, so I'm going to be doing for a neighbor, my mother, my kid, and then my brother. So that's like 4 mittens that I'm committed to. Um, so, when I came across the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, I was like, oh my God, that is so perfect. So I came across some of that stuff, and I came across the faux fur. Can't wait till we discuss that. So I'm waiting for everybody to, waiting for some people to come in or not. If you're not and you're watching the replay, I really appreciate it. So far, so good with the storms. It's very humid, and we got some cloud cover. There was mud on the road. The cats did wonderfully. They did better than I did. When it started to thunder and stuff like that, they all got up on the bed, like, wanted to come to me, and I, was right there with them, and then they're like, okay, and it quieted down, and, they were very, they were not affected by it at all. They were their happy selves. We have someone in here. Okay, Daniel Williams, how are you tonight, sweetheart? Augustina Sanchez, how are you, sweetie? Um, I was discussing how I was in life-threatening um, thunderstorms, and every hour what they would do is they would issue a severe warning um, for an hour at a time, and then at the end of the hour, if it's still storming and stuff, then they go ahead and issue another one and extend it out for another hour. So it's like on an hourly by hourly basis. Um, so um, what I really liked was the cats were like and wanted to come up to me, so they feel like I'm safe. They're safe, like a safety for them. I'm like a part of their home, of course, but they wanted to come to me for safety. That's what was really cool about that part of that experience. Not that we needed to have that to show that. Nonetheless, that's like what was brought about with it. So what I was going to state is that when I was in Dollar Tree, I was stating that I don't get out of that place usually for under $100, $200, $300. Tonight I got out of it with $57. Mind you, I come out with a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of people who are in basketing, and they are professionals, and they have professional businesses. They are licensed. They're BB'd up, and what that means is they are part of their Better Business Bureau, Chamber of Commerce's. They're licensed with to do events, all that kind of stuff, and their businesses are year round. I'm not that, you know. I leaped into something. I did a lot of research on it. Just because I'm handicapped does not mean that I make good decisions for myself. um, so with that being said, I have to have a budget model, and I need to stay within the confines of that because I got to keep in mind I'm shopping for a hobby. I'm not shopping for me. There are some things that I'm shopping for personal family, personal friends, and not for, moving the baskets within, within the community. Um, and, tonight I walked away from a full case of Spa Luxury body wash. That stuff is very fancy. It smells very good. It is very gift oriented. But I have 4 cases. Um, I live in a small area. I live in a small town that's off of Mesa, which is off of Phoenix. Phoenix is like the third largest city in the country. I'm not going to go to Phoenix and I'm not going to go to Mesa because they're also very dangerous areas. So I'm just small. I'm here in my small little part in my small little town, and so with that, I got to keep that in mind. These other people, they move $1,000, not $1,000. They move 1,000 baskets per event or per holiday. I'm like I like to stay between 20 and 40. And then I also like to bring it down more to, you know, um, maybe 15. Um, because I might be moving at 2 different locations. So that means it's going to be between 30 and 40 concepts. But we'll see. I'm handicapped and just working within that. When shopping, it feels a lot like a feast or famine. So I hate that. There's times where I have gotten, and I'm glad I did. So glad I did. And then there's other times it's like, um, I don't want to be in a position to where I have to make things work. I walked away from some 50-cent items at Dollar Tree tonight because I was like, oh, okay, now I gotta glitter them. Now I got it. And it's like, if I gotta make it work, it's not a good deal. 50 cents to me adds up, and it adds up fast. Some of this stuff you can get and it will make your concept, no doubt about it. But these little nickels and dimes, oh my God, they add up fast. Um, so is there anybody on here? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay. Trying to clear some people out of the chat. So basically, I said this is like a blog for me. I can't store videos on my phone because it takes up a lot of space. Maria, my love sweetheart, you won something. How are you doing tonight, sweetie? Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. So tell me, how does it feel to win? You got um, uh, Queendom baskets, and you're such a good subscriber, and I think that fits you. You're a winner. So Queendom baskets, you are just such a, seeing the community and seeing the regular subscribers who are also basketers as well. Um, seeing that they are recognized for their support is, a good thing. I like seeing that. Um, so right now I'm just having a little bit of coffee trying to come to. I got lots of sleep last night. For the past couple days, it's just been, oh my gosh, just rough because I kept getting all these severe weather alerts. um, and each time I get an alert, it would wake me up. And I'm glad it did because that's what it's supposed to do. Um, so I'm still resting and recovering from that. And the cats did wonderful. They did better than I did. They were, I was saying at one point, they're like, oh my gosh, and came towards me. And they're like, okay, because things like then quieted down and then they just settled in on the bed with me. Um, Great. I spent it on basket supplies on Amazon. I'm so proud of you, Maria. You got a $25 Amazon card. Can you tell me what you got? That's um so how do I want to explain this? This is like a hobby for me. And how to be a part in the community and how to contribute to that. Um one thing that I really liked when I do my giveaways is that I bless something that's going to do a good concept or multiple numbers of concepts for the winner. And what that does for me is I get to see talent and what else can be done with different stuff. And because it's basket oriented, um, I like to bless people in that kind of a way. Okay, I'm coming up on here. Amen and glory to God is just an understatement. I've had, how you have like the old telephone poles that the electrical wires run along. One year, the lightning splintered an entire telephone pole, and I mean shattered it. About half of the one next to it, the whole top gone, and then the other one got a piece of that, and it was hurled into the middle of the road. And my house is like right here. It was instant daylight in my house for a few seconds. Uh, the weather here just really isn't a joke. And it could have been so much worse. And in the midst of all of it, it was nice and quiet in my house. I did not lose power at all. Um, Having my personal emergency plan helped me to be focused and grounded and not in a panic stage because I have this and I knew what I was going to do with it and I had stuff handy. That helped me tremendously. It's one of those things like car insurance. It's one of those things that that you got to have, but you hope to God you never have to use it. So it was really good because I was able to act and not react. Oh, so power was out that time for 24 hours. Um, SRP, our utility company, they were working round the clock, 24 hours to try and restore power for us. And I was so grateful to the men who, who, uh, you know, it's their life, it's their safety, it's their everything, but we're willing to do that and to work 24 hours to get power restored. Um, was really awesome. Ooh, so I was telling you guys whenever I go into Dollar Tree, I do not get out of that place unless I spend like $100. I think the most I've spent was 300. Um, Tonight I spent 57. So I gotta remember, like I said, I have a model that I need to stay within. I don't do anything yellow. I don't do anything orange. Because it doesn't move, and it not only it does it not move, but I can't spend an entire month to come up with something with it. Purple, pink, gold, they move really fast. Even if you come up with a really good design with the yellow or the orange, if there's something pink, purple, glittery next to it, people are going to be more apt to go to that. That's my experience. Um, so if I were to do something, um, properly interpret the social situation and the event, um, means I could probably do that for something personal. But here, when I'm doing Valentine's Day, when I'm doing Mother's Day, there is no way in hell. As Hope would say over at JCD Creations, that's a hard hell no. Sedona Miracle Baskets, how are you, sweetheart? Thank you for joining us tonight. I've also been having phone problems and internet problems too. Um, okay, tonight I want to discuss with you guys. I have a couple things. So I've got a ribbon haul, what some would call happy mail. And I got more faux fur that I got on eBay that came in tonight as well. So we're going to be opening a couple of those items. So I'm glad that this stuff is here. I ran into some snags with with the mail and that kind of a thing, and these got here super fast. So very grateful for that. I froze. Okay. You're okay. All right, Sedona. Do you have any bad weather going on in your area? I was just discussing how we just had a series of some bad storms. What happens is, so we get so because we're such a hot state, down in Mexico, Baja, Mexico Peninsula area where they get those hurricanes, or tropical depressions is what they call them. Those come up into our state, and when that cooler weather hits hot weather, it causes a huge clash. They also call them like tropical storms. Mostly they're known as monsoons. They are hurricane destructive force with water and wind. They're very unpredictable. They can come in tornadoes. It's interesting watching with the news meteorologists the names that they come up with for these storms. They've called them Habibs, bomb cyclones, all this different stuff. No bad weather. I'm really glad to hear that, sweetie. So all my weather alerts that were going off on my phone just kept waking me up, and having to be on that, high alert, high ready mode, it's tiring. So we did great. Today there was mud in the road. But I feel like God intervened and kept my house quiet and safe inside. And I was so thankful for that. And I got to thank you guys for praying for me in that. Because we've had, there's a town not far from me that, it became a river in their main streets. So, good morning, you from, does it say Kate? Is it Kate? Good morning, sweetie. Okay, so I want to get into the Dollar Tree haul. So I got a couple elves right here. I thought they were darling. I got them for as novelty items that I'm going to be putting in the mitten box. I got a couple flocked trees. So you'd be putting them together like, something like this in the mitten box. or sitting on top of a cocoa mug with a hot cocoa bomb, and then this on top. This is so universal. It'll go. You can put this concept together 1,000 different ways. I'm happy I got those. So I got these while they were $1.25. I was saying earlier to have a good budget model in mind, because now things are going up not just to 150 but 175. And when you see them putting those big red dots over something, that means that there's a price increase and they're covering up that $1.25 because they're getting ready to put $1.50 or $1.75 on it. I went ahead and I got a Grinch pin. These were also $1.25. So I think that will go good with here with the elf. And I can, do something else with him. This was a really great find. Okay. A couple of these. Thank you guys for those who came shopping with me. Is my chat stuck? Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so I got 3 of these Grinch pins because they're going to go great in the mitten box as well. And that is for, personal friends and family, this type of a basket concept that I'm going to be doing with them, with their stuff. So I just thought these elves were just so cute. They are a good soft plush too. All right, next I got faux fur. Wendy over to Journey of Time brought and opened up a whole new idea with this color brown of faux fur, and she said it's a teddy bear, kind of a feel and look to it. So if you're decorating your concepts and you want to do, teddy bear it out, this will definitely do that. So I'm going to be using some of this stuff on the lids of the mittens. I cleared this box was up on the shelf. It was faced this way with a couple other boxes in front of it. I think I took someone's stash. I'm like, why would they have that box turned around? You can't even see what's inside it. And I reached in and it was these faux furs. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting all of them. Because these were $1.25. They are 9 by 12. A little bit goes a long ways with these. So I was going to state what I've been doing lately is I've been doing eBay. And so I found some for $3.50 or $5, but then it's like $8 shipping. Each order that I got averaged about $16 with shipping included, but I got 3 yards of fabric. So if I were to go into a fabric store, this stuff would be about between $30 and $50 for 1 yard. It can even get more expensive than that, because when you start getting into things like the thickness and the loft and the thread count and that kind of a thing. So I was so happy that I came across this. And I bought every single one of them. I just picked up the box and there it is. I found some glue dots and some glue dot like paper on a paper, not on a roll. I cleared the shelf with that. And I also found some neat little Velcro stuff, Velcro tabs that I am going to be using for the mitten boxes just to help keep the lid secure and closed. All right. Let's see how many of these I got. Can even use it for, Wendy has a hat box template that you can get. and put it Eskimo. I was gonna Eskimo the gloves with these. So I'm happy I got this stuff here. And so these are all 9 by 12. So I got 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I bought all 10 of these. At $1.25, and it's like throughout the store was $1.25, and then it was $1.50, $1.75, and there were big red dot and stuff. So I got this stuff at $1.25 while it was still there. Because like I said, 50 cents is gonna add up either way. If you do the clearance stuff, which we're gonna get into. Which we're going to be getting into here. I'm just going to put this box down and to the side. All right. So it's like when I come across stuff like this, not planning for it, it's necessary, and I just have to find space for it. That's just how it is. So I got a ton of these pop dot tape. They were at $1.25. I cleared the shelves, because you'd be amazed how much of these you use. These were the Velcro tabs that I was talking about. It says there is 20 pairs. So these are just going to be dotted on the mitten box, on the lid part, just to give it a better secure on it. So this is really cool. Believe it or not, I had these in my Amazon cart. It was $8 for 8 pairs. I'm glad I can go ahead and kick that out of my cart now. So I got sheets. I got the tape roll. Pop dot tape. Oh, it's 2-sided tape. Very cool. When I priced this on Amazon, 2-sided, double-sided tape was like $8 a foot. This and the glue dots and everything else, it's really easy to just, deck out a basket and not realize how much cost is going into that. So, I got all these. So you can see the $1.25 on here. And this is 72 glue dots. So, or adhesive dots. I cleared the shelves on those. If you see my live when I was doing this shop, you would see that. There's some things you just can't mess around with. And that is this. So when I was discussing with you guys, I only have so much space. This here is Celebrate. I got it on the clearance thingy for 50 cents. I started to load my cart up with these when I realized some of these do not have glitter on them. And when I realized I'm going to have to glitter them or bling them out somehow. And each one is 50 cents. Well, 2 of these is $1 when I could get the faux fur for $1.25. And that is necessary for right now. And we'll take an inexpensive any item, and greatly increase the value of it like that just by adding that faux fur to it. So I was like, I can do more with that. I'll get some of these because they've got the glitter. It's really neat to set it in front of on your basket somehow, either in it or outside of it, and add value to it. But it's already got the glitter on it. I don't want to have to work. I can't take the time now in this to stop and glitter this 50-cent item when I can spend the $1.25 and I have my faux fur. So that's the kind of decision that I got to stop and take a look at and make, because I do not have a lot of space in my home. Like I said, I don't do orange and I don't do yellow, because for the space in my home that it's going to take to store that yellow and orange and sit there and work, I'm not, um, quite there yet with how to work those colors. But and the space that it's going to take to have the yellow and orange, 25-cent items, now I don't have any space to put the purple and pink that I can move very fast. So with my model, my budget model, that stuff has to be kept in mind. Like I was saying, you have some businesses out there, some basketers out there, they are a professional business. They do state that they do basketing and sell baskets year round. They are licensed. They are BBB'd up, and that stands for Better Business Bureau. They are licensed through the Chamber of Commerce. They have, everything to the hilt. So they basically do it year round, where they're moving the stuff and working their space that they have. Now, if I were to do something like that, like say if I were to buy that that full case of body wash, if I were to go and get a storage unit, that would be $1,200 a year. I'm doing this twice. That would be, what I'm doing is Valentine's Day, and then I'm doing Mother's Day. I'm only doing 2 holidays. What that means to store just one of those bottles of body wash in a storage unit would make it $50. That's with the model that I am working within. That's the budget that I'm working within. And that to me is freaking crazy. That's just insane. Now, the ones who do this full time and year round aren't necessarily renting that space for that one item for 6 months or a year at a time. They're moving stuff. They've got, birthdays that they're building for, uh, friendship days, or, they're moving their items regularly to where that item isn't sitting like would be with my situation. It would be $50 just to store and keep that one body wash. um so it's like, the Kenny Rogers song, know when to hold him, know when to fold him, know when to walk away, and know when to run. That is my signature on this. So I'm going to keep going with the Velcro tabs. All right. I'm so happy that we got this stuff. I got a 75-cent strainer. That is really cool. This is going to be great for my kitchen sink. These candles, 75. Okay, so they were $1.25. I got them for 75 cents. That's another thing that I got on Dollar Tree's clearance sale. I'm really excited because I got the silicone finger protectors with the glue gun. My gloves are over at the mouse house, and I've been hot glue gunning here. I need these. I got 2 pairs. I'm excited about it. So I wanted to state, experience is everything within my belief system with the spiritual way of life that I live. If it's not practical, it's not spiritual. Experience is everything. And, I can't form a judgment in my mind when I have no experience with something and I see people doing certain things. So therefore, there are some things that you do have to have the experience on before you form any kind of a factual basis about people and how they're working their business models and their business designs. One of the things in that was I would see basketers do their lives and do their shops and do like what I did. Left a whole case of Spa Luxury body wash. You know, we are in a feast or famine mode right now. And I'm like, are you freaking crazy? How the hell why did you walk away from that? That stuff is hard to get. You know, there's people who go to Dollar Tree 6 times a day, are restocked just to see if there is something new and that they missed that could go well for their business, right? And so I know how hard that is because I had to collect all year. You know, when you're doing baskets and you're doing an average, a medium size that needs 10 items, and say you're doing 10 baskets, well, 10 times 10 is 100. That means I need 100 body washes. I need 100 hand lotions. I need 100 to fill those medium baskets. And I see people, I'm like, are you out of your mind? You know, now I know why. Because they have their stuff. They have their body wash. They have their lotions. They have their stuff to fit that item need for that basket. So, you know, I am sharing now because I did that, and now I know why people are doing that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right, is this chat stuck? I don't know if this chat. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going because basically I'm using this as a vlog. Before, when I was doing personal videos on stuff and storing it on my phone, it takes up a lot of space. And then when I'd go and share it with friends or family, because the bites were so big, I had to, you know, shorten the video, and it was poor quality. I decided to do this way because it posts right after I end the live, and you know, people can view it as needed, and I no longer need that to store that on my phone, especially with how quickly I would go through phones. You know, it's a lot of wear and tear. So, anyways, that is why I'm basically doing my YouTube channel. Um, okay, so like I said, these were 50 cents. It says beauty. It says cherish. You know, so 2 of these were 50 cents, or 2 of these were $1. You know, and then I had the faux fur, so I had to put some of these back so that I could get some of the faux fur, because I'm on a monetary budget. So I got, let's see here, 2, 4, 5. All right, so I got 5 of these. So anything that needs a bump up in the concept in the basket, these will be useful for that. All right. These I love because these are a really good, these little tea lights. Take one out, put it within a concept, and done, you know. And let's see here, it used to be, some of these would come in packs of 12. So I'd pop a couple out, scatter them throughout the concept, fill in some spaces, and they work really nicely in that kind of a way. These were $1.25. I got them for 75 cents. There's a small price tag back here for that. So I'm really excited about it. See if it has how many are on here. It doesn't. All right, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so for the men's baskets, for the men's mitten boxes, I got them some Nightmare Before Christmas. It smells really good. It's a 3-in-1. It's a body wash, a shampoo, and a conditioner. It's called Scary Blueberry Scented. It smells really good. I thought I saw some other stuff in Dollar Tree. I missed it. So I wanted to get more Nightmare Before Christmas to put in their mitten boxes. So I'm going to, so I got 2 of those. And when you're new and you have no inventory, like where I was at, yes, you clear the shelves. Absolutely. Being handicapped, I can't go and I shouldn't say can't. Going to Dollar Tree 6 times a day is not wise for me to do that. Going to, 4 or 5 other Dollar Trees to build up my inventory to find those body washes, those body lotions, those hand creams. When you're new or you need inventory, that would be a way. That is what we do, basically. Get all you can while you can, because, you got to have inventory, right? But once your inventory is built up and you need to move it, it's like, now I need to say, and make a professional, personal, spiritual, in your right mind decision, that, okay, I have enough. That need has been met for the concepts that I'm doing. Okay. The other thing that I got was a blue and black body wash sponge that's going to go with these, in the men mitten baskets. I think that's going to look darling. So I got a couple of those. And then I got, just a really nice black coffee mug. And you can see the big red dot on the bottom. I didn't even notice that. So I'm going to get out my receipt and see exactly what I paid for it. But this is a very good drink cup, tumbler cup, if you will, that is going to be going in the baskets with the mitten baskets. And see, that looks good. That's a really nice color pop right there. We can have that like that. And, you got a tumbler. We got a body wash. We got a body sponge. I'll be putting, stuffing some other stuff in there. But, you can do, this blue really brings it out. The both parts of the blue and black and the body sponge, brings that part of the concept out. So, I'm going to be getting some tape, because these have got to stay together here. All right. I love my little tape dispenser. Who is on tonight? Hey, Sedana. Sedana, our Maria Margon Creations says, hey. So I'm really not getting to see anybody's. I've been paying attention to the chat, but I'm not. Okay. My chat is coming in slowly, so I need a few to come up in here. And update what's been going on here. Ooh. Maria. Good job. Maria is saying what she got with her $25 Amazon gift card that Queendom Baskets had a giveaway, and Maria was the one who got it. She spent her $25 gift card on basketing stuff, and Some of this stuff is wrapping paper and gold polka dot cellophane. It's beautiful. I bet it is. One thing I'm going to tell you, or state to you, Maria, with the gold polka dot cellophane is good job in getting it because I still can't find it. They sell out of it so quick, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Walmart, whether it's Hobby Lobby. They sell out of the polka dot cellophane fast. Um, there was some bigger white polka dot and gold polka dot that I wanted to get. They just have it goes out of stock as soon as they get it. So that was a very wise decision that you made. That's something that, yeah, I would be buying 2 or 3 of. Because that's something that you could do easily with 15 concepts, 30 concepts. That polka dot is one of those novelty things that really stands out and makes the concept a gift. So great job on that. Okay, let's see what else you got, sweetheart. Red, green, and black and gold satin ribbon. Darling. That is very cool. Um, so you could do anything with those colors. They complement nicely. And it will tie your concepts together wonderfully. All right, let's see here. Yeah, the screen froze. Now it's back up and going. Okay. I'm so glad you're back, sweetie. I'm just going over our Dollar Tree shop. Um, I was saying in Dollar Tree, that there's a lot of good stuff out there that you can do concepts with. When I am doing a concept and I see like the cute little purses that comes in a 30 pack, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting those. I could definitely do something with those. Then we start getting into the window bags and $15 right there. Most of the time it's $30. And I live in a small area. I do not have the volume that would be required to incorporate those kinds of concepts. Although I would absolutely love to, it's like, okay, I just can't because half of those move, but then I'm stuck with the other half. So and those are 60 cents on average, between 60 cents to $2 per bag or per box or per decorative container. Um, so it's and yeah, you can move them the following year, or at the next event. But what that does is when more prettier stuff comes out, and say I already have half from the previous event of a certain container, what that does is now I have space that this new stuff could be taking up. And not only that, but the cost and the money. I said everything has startup costs, and I mean startup costs. When you're doing this, if you do, like I was saying, if you do 10 baskets and you need 10 items to fill those 10 baskets, that's 100. That's 100 items. And if you do 100 times $1.25, that's about what, $150. Um, I forgot what I was going to say about that. Hang on, that's 100. Okay, that's 10 times 10. That's $100 just to put one item in each of those 10 baskets or 10 concepts. Um, so, um, That's what I was discussing. When you have no inventory and you're new in this business, it's with any kind of a business, it's with any kind of a hobby, there is startup costs. And I'm hearing other basketers and taking in their experience as well and stating that this basketing is not yet sustaining itself. It's not paying for itself. Um, and it needs to. I feel the same way. You know, going between holidays and spending that money and not seeing that money back again until the next event, it sucks. And it gets you in a weird, I feel like with me, it gets me in a weird state of mind because I'm looking at all this stuff. I spent all this money. But I will see that in this upcoming holiday. I'll see the return in that. Now, what happens is when you move, those baskets, whatever you've made from that, you reinvest. So, I did Christmas last year. It really sucked. But whatever revenue was brought in from that, um, I mean, one year when I did Christmas, whatever revenue was brought in from that, I turned around and took that money and reinvested it and spent it on Valentine's Day stuff, right? And then that's, you're just reinvesting and reinvesting and reinvesting. And there's some companies that do not see a profit for 5 years. You know, what it means is that even if you're the owner, you have to pay yourself. You are an employee somehow, right? So what that means is that business needs to be able to sustain a salary for you. It needs to sustain itself in inventory and maintenance, and all that kind of stuff. Um, so that's why I'm saying that it takes some businesses, it's 5 years before it actually sees any kind of a profit. Okay, so yeah, Maria, you're really conscientious of that too. It's really easy to get carried away with, well, a dollar here, a dollar there, 50 cents here, 50 cents there. Well, shoot, I just showed, yeah, that beauty plaque trinket was 50 cents, but two of those, or a roll of the faux fur, which I need right now because I have a budget. I don't have a lot of money right now. I had to sacrifice something because I'm utilizing that money on this. And those nickels and dimes, they really add up. So, I got to get rid of someone else just a moment. How are you feeling about that, Maria? Um, I feel like when sticker shock happens, and I guess you could say storage shock happens, because you know, if you don't have stuff everywhere and you're lining up and you're coming into position and you want to be in a good, healthy position for the upcoming season, it's normal to have stuff everywhere. It's organized somehow, right? Yes, it adds up fast. How are you feeling about that, Maria? You get into like, it could get overwhelming is the word I'm looking for. All right, I'm going to be taping off these um these body washes. What I would like to do, I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but what I'd like to do, and this is just a really nice blueberry smell to it. But I was gonna say what I would like to do is get some socks to go with this. So we'll see if that um, comes about here. If not, then we'll just keep getting stuff that's going to work with it. Okay, I don't want that one just yet. This one. I think so because we had the bad storm systems, and my internet has been going up and down, or it's been slow. So I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. All right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, they're shopping for Easter for next year. What was I gonna say? Easter for next year. So what that means is they're going with, they got stuff that they're not going to be able to see any kind of a return on for one full year. Yeah, and that can get overwhelming. I just love these body washes. They're so cool. It's called Scary Blueberry Scented. Very good stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna put these. Let's see. Do I have that other stuff? I think I do. Okay, let's see. So yeah, this is just part of what my inventory is. I got all these bath bombs, and you know what? I love it. I feel like these are trinkets. It's fun, It's like it's like it's fun. It feels like it's just you get all your trinkets and things, and you get to set them places and create something, and other people are doing this too. And you get to share in your trinkets and stuff, and that part of it I absolutely love. So I'm gonna go ahead and give these a spot. So if I have a budget model, I gotta follow it. I gotta have some discipline. I gotta have some responsibility. And I pray, dear Lord, and through that, some way, somehow, I had the wherewithal to walk away from a whole case of body washes, because I have 4, and I was so happy that God does for us what we cannot do for ourselves. Left to my own devices, oh Lord. So thank you, God, for answering that prayer and bringing me along, and for the support that I have gotten during these rough storms, and the support that I've gotten from the community. I'm truly grateful. Amen. Whew. Okay. All right. Bring this and put that in there. Okay, so I got both the blue and blacks. All right. Okay, so that was the Dollar Tree haul that I did tonight. So I'm gonna do Happy Meal right now because I'm so excited. This is the stuff that I have been waiting for. When I was doing my mitten boxes, I took the fabric, glued that on and around them, and set them aside because to do the lid, to do the facing, I did not have the materials. I had ordered them on eBay and was waiting for them to arrive. So meanwhile, while waiting, I'd move on and just do another form of mittens, get it as far as I could get before, ribbon came in, before the faux fur came in. So now we are at that next step to where I can go ahead and start doing the lid of the mittens. So I'm excited about that too. All right. There's been a lot of death going on in general. The lady that I had got this from had a death in the family, so there was some delayed shipping on this. Bless her heart. Just bless her heart. So she did She did get this in the mail, and I just got these today. So we're working within a lot of elements. You know, we're working with other people's schedules, all that kind of stuff. So, trying to bring these out. I got 2 rolls of the Kirkland signature wide ribbon. Each is 50 yards. And I got them for, what was it, $16, so about $8 each. And this is an older ribbon, so what the thing is I'm hoping that it is that better manufactured, better product from way back when, before things started to go cheap. So this is gorgeous. This is the gold and like navy blue star snowflake ribbon. This is just gorgeous. So I have 100 yards of that, and I'm really thankful for it. So that was $8 a piece. All right. I'm going to open up the next box. This is the faux fur. Which one is mine? This one. I'm really excited about this, you guys, because I believe it's the baby blue, and then it's like the beige faux fur. So, yeah, it does. It feels kind of like we're playing dress up. I like that. You know, that we have trinkets and stuff. We have tools, some different stuff that we can, you know, have, that we can, you know, create and make something pretty. You know, that's what I love about this. All right. Trying to be careful about opening this because I don't want to cut the contents inside. You know, eBay's great. It's like going to this giant garage sale where there's a bunch of new things. I love eBay. One of the things that I wanted to say, you got to be careful with eBay, because even though some stuff says $3.50 and you hit the buy now button, if you click on it, it says something, it'll say something like $8 for shipping or $15 for shipping, and so that automatically gets tacked on to your $3.50 that you thought you were paying for. So I just want to state to people to be very careful of that. There's some that I have gotten that state $14.99 with free shipping. You know, those, I have gotten some of those. But, wow, this is interesting. I have gotten some of that, but I know what I'm getting. You know, when I get this 50-yard ribbon, listen, I don't play. I do not play. This is 100 yards of ribbon that's going to get me through a lot, right? And, you know, I like to get the stuff and let's move it forward. I cannot stand trickling effects where, you know, you're going to go to 100 different places, doing 100 different things, and just I don't play. 50-yard ribbon is where I start. All right, and you know, sky's the limit with that. All right. Oh, very cool. Some people get personable on eBay. On my last when I did showed you guys the teal ribbon, she enclosed a cute little heart which says thank you and enjoy. I think that kind of stuff's really neat. Oh, here's Patty. Okay, so what this lady did, because I got two different items from the same seller on eBay, they combined the shipping. So she went ahead and not only that, but she wrote on here that one piece was not sized as indicated, which meant, whatever was stated in the description, that it's actually a little bit less. So she's telling me that, and she gave me a refund of $1, and then $8 for combined shipping, which she refunded $9.19, and she wrote thank you, and put her name. So that was really cool that she did that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Now, when they combine shipping like that, that's a good thing. Make sure the math is mathing, because when you're buying a couple, items from the same seller, sometimes it doesn't. It takes a few before they realize, okay, this is combined. This should be combined shipping, and then work with you on that and how they're going to incorporate that and give you a refund from what you just bought, because eBay does not have it in their software to be able to incorporate combined shipping. It just automatically charges each separate one. So, I'm so excited. You guys, would you believe I found Cheshire cat fur? It was purple and pink striped. And then there was another one that was baby blue and purple striped. Oh my Lord, do you know I wanted that? $30. But because it's personal and it's for a family member, I might be able to get that. If it was for moving it, there's a hard nail, a hard hell no. Because that would be, it's an expensive upfront cost. Oh my Lord. Whew. This is so nice, you guys. Wow. All right. I am faux furred up, y'all. Faux furred up. Okay, so, here's the baby blue faux fur. Isn't that nice? I think it look really nice with this for the men's glove. It also has like that snowman feel with it, with the glove box. Okay, I'm just catching up on this chat real quick. Oh, sweetheart. Sometimes, but I'm just now starting my work from home, and it's gonna be. I'm so yeah. Um. You know. Yeah, it's easy to get overwhelmed. And I look around like, oh, where do I start? Where do I begin? How am I going to organize this stuff to move things along and move things forward? So what I do is, what am I working on currently? What items are going to be going in there, and then have that stuff up at the front and foremost. And then when I'm done with that number of concepts, I put what I have aside, because now I can take those items and use them in a separate concept, but just not quite yet. But they're ready to go for when I am. I'm glad that you get to work at home, sweetie. That's got to bring some ease to you. So this is the blue faux fur, and this ribbon goes nicely with it. It's going to look really nice on our gloves, on our mittens that we're doing. I got Wendy's templates from A Journey Through Time. Oh my God, I love those mittens. So this is going to give it that winter wonderland feel, that snowman feel. Um, so I really like these two together. And I got, I got a good amount. A little bit goes a long ways with this stuff. So, okay, so we got the baby blue items and colors. Okay, I'm gonna have to get this out. I paid $3.50 for this. It's a good size, it's a good piece. I can do a lot with it. So I paid $3.50. The one that I'm going to be bringing up next that was combined shipping was $4.50. All right. So the subtotal is $8. So the $3.50 and the $4.50 is $8. Shipping was $17.96. $25.64 is what this ends up being for both of them. $12 for each one for shipping and stuff. So this is personal. This is personal faux fur. What I also wanted to let you guys know that would be helpful is a display with your stuff. Decorate your stuff, decorate your display. I think that helps to draw and attract attention. And, God, this is really good stuff. I'm very happy I got this. So, that's this one. We're going to be using it with the mitten. And I want to use some of this with it and also some of that baby blue or teal blue ribbon that we got recently. This was $8 for 50 yards. It ends up being between 9 and 10 cents a foot. I don't play, and I could use that all day long. So I want to set myself up for success. And, this was a way to do that and how to keep costs down. I'm not kidding. Ribbon, you can build up and you can use a lot of it like that. And when you're getting into the $150 rolls, and yes, there are rolls out there that are $150 because the quality is better, because it's a particular designer. You spend $150 for, say, a 25-yard roll, and you're using a yard in each bow. That's 3 feet a yard. Do the math on that. Those kinds of bows can get up to $20 to $25 in cost, like that. So I'm very happy how this worked out. I'm like, I'm gonna need bows, I'm gonna need ribbon, I'm gonna need all this stuff. When you get in bulk gets to be cheaper to do. It's more inexpensive to do. So I try and get bulk things when it makes sense as often as I can. All right, so I'm going to put this nice. I'm so happy with this. So this is also going to be a personal item, this faux fur. If I could work it to where, I could use bits and pieces of it, then that's another story. But this is for personal use. Another thing that I like about personal use is my budget changes. I can literally do a lot more for personal, because it's personal, right? I don't have to make a certain margin. I don't have to move it for a dollar amount. So, I can do a lot more when it's personal, and I like that. I do not do online. There's a lot of competition online. And I mean a lot. You get a lot of people who do eBay and Etsy and that kind of stuff, and that's more like a hobby to them. You know, it's like this giant garage sale, and we're, trading trinkets and doing all that kind of stuff. That's a hobby in of itself. Um, I don't do that. I do know other basketers that they do post their stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and they're very successful with it. They get a lot of attraction and a lot of interest um, off of Facebook, if that helps you. All right. So, um, oh, I love uh, doing personal stuff. I can really build bows up. I can do a lot with it and not have to be so concerned. You want to keep costs down for the people, and so therefore I can't, you know, really deck things out the way they can, but it's decked out to where it's nice and impressive and goes nicely as a gift. Okay, this is the second one that I got. I got this beautiful cream color. Ooh, do I love it. This texture is neat. It's almost like you could put like a Velcro or something on it. Okay, so, oh dear. It's got some, darn it, it's got some gunk on it. All right, well, let's check out the rest of it. All right, this might be, okay, it's just a little bit of something. I could probably get it off with the roller, with the lint roller. Okay, so, this is the other piece that I got from the same person. They did combine shipping. Um, all right. So, okay, so here's this gorgeous cream color. Whoops. I put the greens out. I know, nothing's perfect. I'm gonna have to contact the person I bought this from and say, here for. uh, okay, let's go back to another part of it. Doggone it. Whew. I'm so excited. Maria, when are you gonna start sharing your stuff? Your hauls and your concepts and things. You've been doing some content. Um, okay, so see how that's, oh my god, it's beautiful, it's plush, it feels like a mitten. It has that look to it, it has the texture, it has that effect to it. So I'm really excited. So we've got this one, and we've got the baby blue right here, and that was in today's shipment. So I'm very excited about it. Total and overall cost, I spent $12.64, which meant that these were on average about $12 a piece to do. They are thick, they're sturdy, they're heavy duty, but because I'm just going to be using it on the face of the mitten, those mittens are durable enough to keep as a keepsake. If they want to do a winter scene in it and include it in part of their Christmas decorations for years to come, they can do that. So, they can also have it out as a serving tray. Those mittens are genius. Thank you, Wendy, over A Journey Through Time. You can cover them. They got a lid. You can really deck them out and put cookies in them and, take them to a potluck and use them as a serving dish. There's a lot of stuff that can be done with them. Okay, so this is 18 by 36. That 36 makes it 3 yards. So 3 goes into, it's about $4 a yard. So for me, because I want them to be keepsakes, they are for personal reasons. They are for personal family and friends. I'm really happy about it. You know, it's fun to get into the design of stuff and really get into it. And then we also got to stop and be like, uh-oh, how much money is going into this? All right. So, this way I don't have to keep that so much on the forefront. This gives me more freedom, um, an opportunity to do what I want to do with family and friends. Okay, I gotta fill this up better. All right. People made mittens, they made winter coats out of this, they got a lot left over, you know, end up on eBay, and you get someone like me who wants to come along and needs, a lot of a little of it, and the situation worked out nice. These are gonna go nicely with our mittens, which I'm hoping to do some of tonight. Isn't this a gorgeous cream color? Oh, it really gives you that winter feel, that snuggle, effect to it. Have like that scarf, that, scarfing effect, and, the Eskimo, that's what I was saying. This is going to look really nice, like have an Eskimo effect on the mittens. So, all right, I'm going to sit here and have a little bit of a coffee break. And, is there anything going on that you guys want to talk about or chat about with tonight? Because I'm going to have some coffee. My throat's starting to get sore and it's starting to get hoarse. I hate that. I am very thankful for this. I was talking about, hopefully that's what it is. God moving heaven and earth to bring me something like, these Teflon scissors, all this kind of stuff. I'm very thankful for that. So, let me just get this snuggled in and put away for a few. I'm one of those that have to pack things and double pack things and then triple pack things just to make sure, that they stay together and they're safe and secure. And man, does it drive me nuts. Because when I go to find something, now I got 2 boxes labeled ribbon, and now I got all this stuff, and I have to undo all that packing just to get back into it. So I'm really thankful for this. So she combined the shipping, and I got a discount for that. Let's see here. Thank you for your purchase. Very sweet. All right. All right, let's see what you guys are saying, what you have going on here. See if I can't get this chat up and going. Did I cut my hair? You're so sweet. I have it in a little Pebbles ponytail. Yeah, my hair, oh, good God. It gets matted really easily down in at the scalp because it's so fine. And when we get a lot of static electricity in the air, it just stands up and go in all different directions. Also, it has a lot of calyx in it. So, it's growing all kinds of different ways and stuff. But no, I have not cut my hair. It's actually up in a little Pebbles ponytail. Oh, I'm so excited for you. I'm really excited for you. I cannot wait for you to post videos and share your concepts. I'm really excited to see, more of your works. You'll be okay, you just, you're, I mean, it's like, you just talk to the phone, talk to the camera. You don't worry about it or anybody else out there. You'll be great. You'll do just fine. Oh, my coffee. I'm really glad I bought these silicone fingers. So this way I can have some hand protection here and then some over at the mouse house. Not have to worry about more crap that I need to drag back and forth. Because I really, I need something. I'm not that good with the glue gun. I have muscle spasms and convulsions and jerks. And that's how I got my, my thumb really, really bad last time. So, all right. I just can't be more grateful for the stuff I got and for how things have turned out. Um, I can't wait to get things put together. Do you guys ever get like, I'll get something wonderful put together and like I get that like I do not want to bag and bow it just yet because I'm so afraid that I've left something out of the concept. Do you guys ever get that way? Or get like, oh, I could have added that. This would have went great with that. You know what I mean? And it's already bagged and bowed. um, Coffee's very good. See if I can't move this forward. Let's see here. Very good. All right. All right. So next thing what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be bringing the mittens out. And I'm going to start decorating the lids. And I'll stay live, so that anybody who's interested, either now that's in the live or watches the replay for future reference. Like I said, I do this because it's more like my vlog. So having to be picky and choosy on clearance items. It's just something I gotta do. You're laughing. What are you laughing about, Maria? Oh, you're smiling. I'm trying to get in to see the emojis. Okay, you are laughing. What are you laughing about, sweetie? With the bagging and bowing and be like, hey, I could have added that to that, or darn it, I left that out of that one. Oh my gosh, it's maddening. Oh, last year I bought a full case of M&M candy canes from Dollar Tree, and I was telling you guys that Christmas sucked. The good thing is that they expire something in 2027. So I'm gonna empty all those out. Put those M&Ms with some chocolate chip cookies, to share amongst friends and families, and use that part to go with the top hat for Valentine's Day. I was gonna do snowman hats because Claudia did such a great job on that, but there's no way I'm gonna be able to do that for Christmas. So I decided to do a nice top hat for Valentine's Day. So I can put like maybe bath salts in it, or maybe some kind of something with it. We'll see how cheaply it's made. Otherwise, I'm going to be emptying the M&Ms out and using them as Christmas treats. Oh, he just really that's my hair's up in a. See if I can't show you guys the top of it. Here. You guys see my little ponytail? Do I have that in the right spot enough? All right. I'll put you guys back right here. Been having phone charging issues too. Yes, I do. I have it up in a little tail. I finally, my hair is finally um, thick enough and long enough to where I can get it into a teeny tiny ponytail and it stays. So it goes through these phases where it'll get thick and it gets longer and then it breaks and falls out. And it's just nerve wracking. Have you made any more Mexican street corn, Maria? That stuff looked really, really good. Um, do you have any plans for holiday baking that that you care to share? Are you gonna be selling any treats? That's another thing. That's another great place for Facebook Marketplace is to sell your desserts, your treats, your that kind of stuff. It's not like a needle in a haystack kind of a thing. It gives a fair view for everyone. If that makes sense. Yes, you are. What are you gonna do? Hmm. So, I wanted to show you guys, like, I don't play, and I mean it when I don't play. Um, Listen, 50 yards is where I start. I came on here, I want to say, within a couple days, if not last week, that I went to Craft Outlet. I ordered $255 in ribbon. Each roll is 50 yards. And I was so pissed off because it was crappy ribbon. It was just crappy quality, but it will hold the loops. It will do what I need it to do. It'll hold for presentation. It'll be lasting, but it's not something that you can move around. Um, we need some sturdy stuff because when we're packing it up and moving it around, the ribbon takes a toll on that. Um, so I was very disappointed in it. However, it'll work. I got each roll is 50 yards, and I'm excited to be working with that. I really didn't want to bring it out until I got to the mouse house to do that. So, we'll see. But, I got some very red ribbon. Um, you know, when I get something that I know is going to go, I incorporate it and implement it as a semi-permanent part of the hobby model. Red goes really well. Stock up on it when you can. Um, like I said, I don't play. I know this is gonna go. I know it's gonna work well. I'm gonna get it and be done with it. Let's put it together and ready to go. Um, I was just thinking about tamales. I've made tamales before. I love tamales. Do you sell them by chance? um, Something else that I've been looking at is watching how people ship their goodies. Um, there's some really neat stuff out there that's inexpensive. Those ice packs where you put it in the freezer, put it in the box, wrap up your box and ship it. Um, I was shocked. They're only like 60 cents a piece on Amazon when you buy a certain dollar amount. This lady had this really neat, how I have my lint roll? Well, this one's a cellophane roll, and she just real quick wrapped it up, and that was it. Put it in the box and put the label on, and it was out and on its way. Yeah, I love tamales. Love them. I made them one time. Because I'm handicapped, I can't take on projects that involve some time and dedication into it that you can't walk away from. You got to do the masa, spackle the husks. Then you got to have the filling. Then you wrap them up. You put them in the pot and steam them. Um, I really miss that. Being able to make those. So my son's friends requested a Mexican Thanksgiving, so I'm making them Mexican food with turkey. That sounds phenomenally good. That's a good deal. You sell tamales $15 a dozen. Do you ship? You know, um, put them in the freezer and overnight them. Yeah, it's like really cool. It's like these ice packets. They're called like it's not igloo, but they're white with blue writing on them. I can get a link over to you if you want. I was watching this lady and how she ships cheesecake, and she posted, where she buys the items on Amazon. And she just took us through the process. It was really quick and simple. And she said she freezes, keeps those frozen, grabs a couple out of the freezer when someone orders a cheesecake from her, pitches them in, and tightens it up and out the door. And, it really didn't take much to pack it in a secure way like you would think. It's very time consuming, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I made them once. They're very time consuming. However, they were worth it. They were delicious. So, you know, I'm glad you're getting to, be able to do that. Oh my God, I want some. Maria. Let me get out my wallet. Oh, I love tamales. So, I'm trying to think here. That would be a great idea. So, on the buffalo plaid mitten, I told you how shitty that material is. Um, it's not the jersey, it's not any of that kind of stuff. It's just a cotton yard of fabric that I got from Walmart. If you don't bind cut material in any kind of a way and it's cheap material, it will fray. No matter how much you cut those frays out, it starts to unravel. So I took some washi tape and went around the parts of the seams of it, and I'm going to pull that out and we're going to see how well it did. If it's without the washi tape, it looks great. I mean, it looks like that patchwork mitten kind of a feel, but I don't want the strings and the fraying stuff coming out with it. Okay, I'll send you the link to all her stuff. Um, I got your channel. I got all of that. What was I gonna say? So yeah, I'll post a link for you. I mean, it was just golly, it was like 5 minutes, and that was it. you know, I was like, whoa, that is crazy. So, oh, I made fried chicken. I think I might get some of that out also. Have a bite to eat. Have some nibbling. But yeah, I love this ribbon. Very pretty. Um, it was 2 rolls. What average $12 a piece. That is not bad. And that $12 included, the shipping and everything. Alright, I'm going to grab a couple pieces of chicken. I made fried chicken. I love fried chicken. I just made a bunch of it, and I feel like having a couple pieces. Okay, let's see what she says here. Oh, I don't have to pay you. You're such a sweetheart. I will. I do. I like us. I like supporting us and buying from each other and just supporting each other in that kind of a way. Um, I think tamales are my favorite Mexican food. That and enchiladas. I love tamales. Um, so yeah, I. What state are you in, if you don't mind me asking? I'm hungry now too, so I was gonna get some chicken. I made fried chicken. Oh, I love fried chicken and biscuits. So fried chicken, country gravy, and biscuits. Holy moly, good stuff. Oh, all right. I'm gonna just get to the refrigerator real quick. I'll be right back, you guys. I'm gonna grab just a little bit of some cold fried chicken while we talk about things. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm right here, you guys. I'm coming up shortly. Kind of warm up a biscuit a bit. So I am a real connoisseur of fried chicken. I love this recipe. It is so good. And the chicken is just, oh my God, it's just perfect. So I bought a bunch of chicken this month because I like eating cold fried chicken. I like snacking on it. Um, it was a good sale. It was buy one, get one free. Mm, you're in Louisiana. Wow. Um, it's like the Cajun state, right? Or Cajun is popular. All these burgers are so good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, eat dinner with me, Maria. Mm. Were your storms bad this year? I'll never forget Hurricane Katrina. How bad that was. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mhm. Mhm. Where'd you guys move from? That's quite a move. I love the Mississippi River. Mm. Mm. These biscuits came out extremely fluffy. Mm. Mhm. Mm. Mm. Dallas, Texas. Okay, that's quite a move. Um, do you like being in Louisiana? Hmm. 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 Mm. Oh, that's excellent. I'm glad you love it there. That's just excellent. Very cool. I feel like I'm stuck here. I've lived here for um, 40 years. 40. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 All the time. All the time we have a movie. I wanted to go like Georgia, where it's green, beautiful, lots of green trees, lots of vegetation, but it's too humid. Other than that, money has been a big issue with it. But my mom is going to be 70, and I'm like 50 and handicapped. So if I were to go anywhere and anything happened to her here, it would make it really difficult to do. So we're here. Just I'd rather like be in a place where there's gorgeous, beautiful trees just everywhere. Um, it's just so beautiful, and so peaceful and just so calm and gorgeous. Mm. 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 What pardon me. What so are you working on any season particular concepts? Are you in Christmas, Valentine's Day? Mhm. Have you found your spot? Mm-hmm. Oh, mm. Oh, it's so good. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. I'm almost done with my chicken, guys. I'm getting really excited about this project. Um, so I did the form, another mitten form, and it's going to be for my mom's Christmas gift. I was telling you guys how I scored on a deal at Walmart where it was 4 yards of ribbon for $2, or $4 for 6 yards, and I got a mix of like that heavy duty jersey, um, mitten material textures and looks with them. I got white corduroy, and so I thought I would do my mother's in corduroy, and so um, I thought I would do that tonight. I was either going to be the lids or um, covering hers and getting it to the next stage. And then that way I can do, when I go to do the lids, I can just do them all at once. Mm. Okay. Have you found your spot yet? Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good. Do you know how many baskets you're going to build? Wow, that was so good. Oh my good Lord. That is just like the best ever. I'll tell you guys what. I love Kentucky Fried Chicken. And it's been my lifelong mission to get that recipe. And if I can do better than Kentucky Fried Chicken's recipe, and I can feel confident and comfortable, and my Lord, that is some good savory chicken, then I can say I lived. Holy moly. You know what else I pioneered was Reese's peanut butter cups? Lord. Um, you know, those things that so it's like I don't know what your guys' prices are like there, but it's like $30 for like just a 10-piece bucket of chicken with legs and thighs. And I've been on this journey for a very long time. And this recipe just finally came about here in the last couple of days. Um, and what I'm going to be, you know, it's like, what do you add and how do you cook this chicken so it's still fried chicken? Um, you know, but have the crust or the breading, you know, be absolutely delectable. I just came out with that here in the past couple days, and I've been on this mission, ooh, for about 20 years. So it's really nice when you're getting close. I was like, man, I'm getting so close to this. Oh, I can feel it. I just know this simple little thing that I just added to it is going to make it, man. And it did. I'm just so happy with how it turned out. And I get to have as much as I want and anytime I want. And, you know, so buy one, get one free, legs and thighs. It worked out to be about 50 cents, 60 cents for a piece of chicken, which is phenomenally well, or $5. Just buy one, get one free. What kind of meat do you use off your chicken? Are you like partial to dark more than light or light more than dark right now? Okay. Janiers, the women gifts, men gifts, and preteen gifts. You know, people would always say like the breast is like the premium part of the chicken. I really like thighs. The thighs are a dark meat, and I also like the legs. They're dark meat too, but I think the thighs have a lot more flavor to them. When I do chicken enchiladas, I do, you know, I do it with thighs, with thigh meat. I was just curious if you had any kind of a personal preference. And then when I did my tamales, I did green chili and pork. Oh my God, they were so good. Okay, I'm gonna prepare the surface of the table because I just ate. And I'm going to get ready to do the corduroy mitten. You know, I'm so excited for this. I'm just always excited when I work on this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab um, my sponge and my stuff there. It's been really nice to have someone else to eat with. Thank you for coming along with me, Maria. This is fun. Okay, so from what I'm hearing from you, this is your very brand new. This is my season. This is my second year. and it's going to be the final one until it cycles back through for the next 6 or 5 years. So, or, you know, in the event my condition gets better, which it's permanent right now, so I don't see that happening. All right, so I'm just trying to prepare the surface. I love Lysol. You know, I just absolutely love Lysol. So it disinfects, it cleans, it shines. It just does a lot that I love. Um, that needs to be done the way it needs to be done here. Mm. All right, I'm coming back up, you guys. And so do you do I'm sure you know make bows and stuff like that, or do you have a preference in mind? Um, Pole bows do extremely well. If you need any help with any of that kind of stuff, you know, I'm here and we'll go through it until you get it. You know, because uh, that's part of why I'm here. Ooh, I'm happy to join you for dinner. AKA midnight dinner. Yeah, just a little snack. Oh my goodness. Have you heard of the seafood diet? Everything I see, I eat. I just, my God, how to enjoy life and what, what that looks like. Um, you know, just eating, enjoying, and having good things and good people. Um, you know, is like everything. So, okay, I'm going to bring you guys a little bit closer. Let me know if the screen gets more blurry. I changed some settings in my phone, and then I also put the what it's sitting on, I put it back a little bit further, um, you know, to see if that helps at all with it. And okay, so I got it. I got it a relatively good part. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play. You know, we get to put outfits on things. We get to try things. We're gonna be doing that with our first stuff. Aw. And not. Oh, I did not know that. Okay, see if I can't. Do. Okay, well, I'll have to try and fix that, sweetie. Okay. I think you have your settings. Oh, on tap comment and not all comments. I have it set to all comments. Part of the problem was the autofocusing on camera. So, if I made any kind of movement or anything like that, the camera, it was like having to adjust for a few to autofocus. And then I'd be making other movements and doing other stuff. And so it was constantly trying to autofocus. Um, so I turned that off, and then also the pixelations. I had to fix the resolution on the pixelations as well. Otherwise, it would cause that lag and that gap and stuff. All right, so what I'm going to do, and Oh, my Lazy Susan. Where did it go? Okay. I gotta find what I lost my Lazy Susan. Let's see. Maybe it's over here. All right. So I'm gonna grab the form that I did last night. Okay. I found it. I accidentally moved the Lazy Susan with the baskets. Whoops. Okay, so, this is a great thing to show. So last night, I went ahead and put some red washi tape around one of the seams because this is really crappy material. I don't really like it. So I'm going to be changing it to something else, but what I do like is it's really keeping the material from fraying for right now. I love how this mitten is coming out. I just can't wait to put it in and bow it and window it and everything and then call it done. I'm waiting on 2 other items that have the Buck Rogers court date, Buck Rogers ship date. And those are supposed to be coming on the 22nd of October. I think that's next Monday. Before I can go any further with some of these others, because it's like I ordered up this stuff specifically with these things in mind, and it's that contact paper that you use as backsplash in the kitchen, and it's foil and it's embossed, and I think that it can look really great with these. So I have to put this aside. I just wanted to show, what was going on with that part of it. Okay, so let's see here. This is our yardage. This is our other stuff. Okay. So this is gotta be it. So I got three I have in progress. Alright, perfect. This is it. So I don't know how far along you've been watching, Maria, but this is the form that I made last night. The old shipping package. Okay, so here's the lid handles and the backing and everything else. All right. So I want to cover this in corduroy. And this is going to be really nice, but you can see how, how this came together. I just love this. It's a very fun project. Here we go. Bring it back a bit more. It's just so fun to put together. Once you get the hang of it, you have your templates and stuff. It's starting to go and put together a lot more quicker. I think that, like I said, it's, don't get me wrong, you're going to spend some time on this project. This is not something you're going to get done in 15 or 20 minutes. There's some things that I've implemented, such as after completing this form and gluing it together, letting it set for 24 hours before I do anything more with it. Just so I can give it a chance to, for the glue to set in and, really get it shaped nice and solid before I start doing other stuff with it, such as covering it and decorating it and that kind of a thing. I also wanted you guys to know that Wendy over at A Journey Through Time, Wendy's Designs and Creations, has free templates that you can download. This is one of those templates that she has. You can download it and print it out and make your own templates. And she's a very much so an advocate on helping us be resourceful. And so I'm really excited to get going on this project. Oh, you're laughing. Where are you laughing, Maria? I think you have your settings on top. Comments. Change it to all comments so you can see what I'm saying. Oh. Okay. This darn thing. Okay, hang on, sweetie. It's the comments are delayed here in the chat. Let me see if I have a setting here. Okay, show every message, including none. Okay, hide all chat messages. Okay, well, you know what, Maria? I can't find that setting. I'll have to take some time to try and figure it. There's an area that I thought I had all comments on there. Okay, now I'm seeing you. Okay, so the internet is still up and down in my area, is what it is, and the chat log is just coming up slowly. Okay. I love Wendy. I love Wendy too. She's very creative, huh? All right. So we're going to get into our material. I'm so excited because we get to move this along. When you're doing something new, you know how like you just have to be so cautious. If you're like me, I have to be extremely cautious because I can't stand undoing stuff. And if I get ahead, if I do anything, it doesn't, so I got to be, until I know what I'm doing, I got to be cautious with stuff. All right. So, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to get the corduroy out. I think she's really going to like this. Corduroy is one of those things that was big in the late 70s and early 80s. I remember I was, 7 years old. I had some very pretty cobalt blue corduroy pants. Loved those. So this is the corduroy. I like it because it's like a white creamish color. This is a great bundle. Okay, this is one that I got 4 yards for $6 at Walmart. And okay, so there's our other things. So this is a lot of material. This is going to keep me for a while. Another thing about this is that it's a novelty. It's got such a great texture. There's a lot we can do with this. So I'm glad I got a good amount of that. All right. Okay. So now I'm just going to set. I gotta like have things packed a certain way, other the cat gets into it, and oh my lord. Okay, so I was discussing with this, it is very forgiving. There's always something that can be done. Like this heavy duty, jersey cotton kind of stuff. It really does go along with the texture of the mitten, but it's not going to fray on you like the other stuff I have. So, this is good stuff. It's thick, it's durable, it's all that. But what? When we start gluing, no matter how, because we're going to be taping, we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff, no matter how gunky, I want to say, or we're going to be bringing material around. It's going to be uneven. It's going to look patchy. It's okay because we have a separate backing that's going to cover all of it, hold it stable, and everything else. So, that's a big thing about this. If you are going to be, what was I going to say? So with this siding here, I suggest you watch Wendy's video at least one time. Let her take you through the steps and through the process because there's a reason why she does what she does. You start on this part of the glove and then you work it around. And the reason being is that as you're gluing, when you're gluing, you're gluing it to the bottom part, you set this side piece in here, and then you just, you're gonna just roll it on, and you're gonna glue, and you're gonna push it onto, we're joining it with the bottom because this is now the sides. And what you're also going to do is you're going to be taping it. Okay. Taping it helps hold it in place while it sets, while that glue sets. She suggests it, she strongly recommends it, and so do I. So, if you decide that you want to go ahead and, just glue it a little bit at a time and work with it, that's fine. It's just going to take you longer, and, you're going to want to make sure it really cools before you move on to something else because this bend board, you're tugging on it and you're pushing on it, and it's designed to bend because we want to create the shape of it. But if it's not set, then as you're bending and pushing and moving it along, it pulls off on other areas. And so to avoid that, you tape. So I glue and then tape. Glue some more, press it together and tape it. And, it makes the process go smoother, faster.